the King Ring Show.
All that industry plant shit whack. I see it on the blogs. I see you in the chats.
After Doechii addressed the industry plant dog whistle on Girl Get 'Em Up or Girl Get Up, Adin Ross decided to say, this is about me. Because Adin Ross survives and lives off of attention. Because he has motion, not clout. There's a big difference between you having attention and getting attention consistently and you being able to move the needle. If you don't know what Adin Ross said, Adin Ross came out and said, Doechii's a dirty bitch. Said she's a smelly whore. A whole bunch of racist and misogynistic, misogynoir things to Doechii. And some of us came to defend her.
You keep calling her names, bro. I swear to God on Olivia, bro. It's going to come to a place where that's like, it's permanent. You can't take that off.
It's Adin Ross all day, but I want to talk about Doechii. I wanted to talk about this, and who better to talk about this with than a black woman? Masani works at SiriusXM, and she also has her own platform, CLTRUnfiltered. What's going on, Masani? How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm chilling. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I want to talk to you about Doechii because you are a person that understands, knows, and loves culture, especially the culture, as you know what we're talking about, right? And it's like, I need to understand from your perspective, being a black woman that's in this, why do you think they hate Doechii?
They don't hate Doechii. They hate black women. And that's the real tea. All of the language that Adin Ross uses his fans, the league of 4th and 5th graders who follow his every word, all of that language has already existed within hip hop culture and was normalized within hip hop culture. And so it's not like when he makes his targeted attacks against her, calling her a black bee or all of these different things. It's not like that language is something that he is creating. The language has already existed. And so he can easily just take that and spew it towards Doechii. And from the outside looking in, it looks like, oh, just this attack on her. But really, it's an attack on black women and more broadly, black people, because it's attacking women within the black community for simply existing and trying to take up space in hip hop, which Doechii rightfully has the right to do as a creative, as a black woman, as someone who is as talented as her. But people like Adin Ross make it hard.
And is successful. Like, she's achieved things, and that needs to be respected and understood, where it's like what she's achieved is not, there's no merit for it from a lot of people. And you even hear black men and black women echo that. When you hear things about she makes Harriet Tubman music, and it's because since you're not into the music or into the sounds, you're not in that portal or echo chamber, you just see it being talked about and you're like, oh, dark-skinned woman rapping must be Harriet Tubman music. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a bunch of anti-black rhetoric and perspectives coming around. So I want to, from beyond that point, within our own culture, like the anti-blackness, I want you to speak to that and how you see that within the negativity that comes from her from within.
Well, yeah. So pinpointing what you said about the quote unquote Harriet Tubman music, what that just says to me is we have so few dark-skinned musical giants that anyone who, is the hue that Doechii is, their existence is automatically political. Even if they don't want it to be, it's automatically political. Like, yes, Doechii, she touches on different things here and there, but it's almost as if she didn't have a choice coming in. And I think, with colorism and anti-blackness in hip hop, it has just created this space where, there's no room to fully be who you are outside of your aesthetics.
I think what you said right there was amazing. Just her existence is political. Think about that. Someone just saw her face because they clearly not listening to music, and they went to Harriet Tubman. It's like, dark women, there shouldn't be in the public to them. That's how your brain is. So even you as a black person look and see dark complexion, and that's where you went to, because you wouldn't say that about Nicki Minaj. No one said that. Nobody said that. And Nicki Minaj is one of Doechii's biggest inspirations. You feel what I'm trying to say? But you would say that about Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Now it's earthy, it's soulful, it's extra black, even though it actually is all those things. We know that, but just off appearance alone, it's coming from that perspective, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, and I think on social media, people are obsessed with putting people into a box. And so that's a part of it too. But it's like Doechii being, like you said, super successful, super talented, super creative, and super like gorgeous, beautiful. It's like people don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with someone who is lyrical, someone who has a banging body, looks good in all her outfits. You know what I'm saying? Someone who can, they don't know what to do with duality. Exactly. They don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, now let's talk about, like, we went through that hate from anti-black racist Adin Ross's racist shit, but it's like, fuck Adin Ross, let's lift up Doechii. I want to talk about how what you're saying is like, we haven't seen this in a long time. For me, I have not been excited about an artist like this since Lauryn Hill. And Toure always gets on me because I'd be like, this better be Miseducation good, the shit that she drops, because I want to put that pressure on her because I think she's that good. So it's like not a like, hey, you have to be like this in comparison thing. It's more like, I think you're that important and I think that you're that good. And she's proving it every single time she drops. This Girl Get Up record is fire for all of us. MCs love it. Casual listeners love it. It's something you could groove to in the house while you're cleaning up. It's something you could put in the lounge. You know what I'm saying? It's a very multifaceted record. SZA always sounds amazing, right? I want you to speak to the music, since you're a music person. Like, what drew you to it?
Well, one, that sample that they use, that What Happened to This Boy, Birdman and Clips, absolutely A1. Jay Versace, or Jay, I think he just goes by Jay now, produced that, which is just another added layer of like,
that's crazy.
Another added layer of amazingness. You know what I'm saying? Doechii addressed a lot of really heavy topics within her career over the most chill, smoothed out, you know, her delivery was super chill. And it just goes to show that, again, that duality. You can address the industry plant allegations, you could address the misogyny, you can address the streamers and whoever. You can address all of that in a very like demure type of way and still make it sound like, you know, a song that you want to listen to when you're working out, or when you're starting your day, or when you're doing this, when you're doing that. And that is the talent of a Black woman. Even when you're under a pressure cooker, you don't crack, you don't fold, you just create something beautiful. And that's exactly what she did with this song.
Create an art out of pain and struggle, right? The thing I love about it is what real MCs and artists do. They talk about it in the music. It's make it art. So it's like, that could have easily been, if you take the same words she said and make it a tweet or a clap back live, everyone's judging this person. You put in the music, everyone who she's talking about now seems stupid, because it's more it's coming from a leadership role. Like, we're just the audience. She's the speaker. So we're going to listen to her speak on this. And I love that. That's something that Kendrick obviously does. Like, Kendrick had like 5 tweets in a year and said everything anyone needed to know, and never did one interview in a whole year. And I feel like that's the space that she's going into, and I love. But this is the thing that about this Adin Ross moment, and the pushback from the incels and the nigcels. Nigcels are the niggas that are incels are the nigcels. They and this thing against Doechii, it reminds me of Taylor Swift. Now follow me real quick. This is why, and I want to see what you think about this theory and concept that I got. I feel like Doechii's more akin to in a career-wise, in the mainstream world, to Taylor Swift than anybody else, because she has in marketing and all that, she has an enemy. She has an opposition. Whereas I feel like the other artists, they didn't really have opposition. It's more so about their mysteriousness or their celebrity that you attach to it. It's like, I'm the baddest, I'm the big celebrity, that archetype, or I am elusive and you don't know where I'm at. It's like, no, you guys are trying to come at me and I'm trying to be the best. And the industry is trying to say that I'm nothing, and these racists are trying to say that I'm nothing. That's Taylor Swift's story from just a misogynist standpoint. Like, these men are trying to ruin me in this industry, and you guys are coming at me just for like dating men and all this stuff. That story helped her become a billionaire. That's why she has rabid fans, right? I think that's the same thing that's happening to Doechii. And I hope she hears this and knows this, because it's like, sit back and talk directly to your community, because we're going to do the heavy lifting. How do you feel about that comparison?
No, I think that is 100% true. And, you know, this may not be the best example, but when you talked about someone who, you know, has an op and use that, you know, opposition to their advantage, I think of Nicki Minaj and her versus the industry and the Grammy snubs, and how hard the Barbs used to go for her. Like, how, you know, how
Nicki's a
the
hard
Barbs
one
were
right
like,
now.
yeah, it's a, you know, but you know, the Barbs literally like had her back throughout everything up until recently because of that opposition from the industry. And so I hope that Doechii does use it to her advantage, because we are in 2025, and yes, she is not the first Black woman to deal with 26, right? Let me catch up. We are in 2026, and she is not the first Black woman to have opposition within the music industry. But I feel like a lot of Black women kind of just dealt with it on the low and just buried it and just, you know, kept trucking along. But we are in an era where, yes, talk about it, put a name to it, utilize it to your advantage, because for so long, so many Black women have not. So I'm here for her, and you know, the Taylor Swift comparison, and it makes sense, and I hope she knows that. Yeah, that she should.
We got her back, and we lifting it up, as well as like, she's just dope. Like, let's talk about that right now.
Yes.
Like, Fitz, like, she came out. I
Fire.
remember she did the song with Tyler, The Balloon, which is another song I love. That song is amazing. Her verse is incredible. She did a song with Tyler, then she did a song with West Side Gun, showing you I can get to that level. Like, you rapidy rap niggas, I'm there with you. Then The Anxiety is a hit, so I have a hit song. So I'm just like, you're everywhere, and that's why I herald her. It's like I lift her up so much. I'm like, if the album, like, what are you expecting from this album? What do you see from her growth, and where are you positioning her musically and artistically in your brain? Like, can you make that prediction?
Well, let me just say this. Doechii, being from Tampa, I'm from St. Petersburg, Florida. It's like a 45-minute distance between, you know, the two cities. But those Tampa, St. Pete, not known for entertainment, not known for music, not known for any of that. So the fact that Doechii is an artist at her level, performing at her level, you know, has the platform that she has coming from Tampa, is already, as a woman, as a dark-skinned Black woman, is already like a huge, huge feat. So I just want to put that out there. In terms of expectations for the album, I'm just hoping that she is expressing herself authentically, just like how she did on Girl Get Up. I love when Doechii is in her like dance house bag. I love when she's in her rap bag. I love when she's smoothed out. I love when she's high energy. I'm here for it all. And so my expectations are like, I just hope she doesn't put herself in a box. And I hope she allows all of her, you know, different forms of artistry. I hope she allows it to just fly. Because someone like me, who is here for every version of her artistry, I mean, I can't place any true expectations. I just hope that she does her, because I'm here for that. And I think a lot of people are here for that.
Yeah, that's me. I want every single version. That's the key part. I don't want it to feel like niche down, like that. The way that song is, where it's like, I'm everything in one thing. That's why I always bring up the Miseducation Lauryn Hill thing. It's like, we knew what she sounded like, and no one sounded like that ever again. You know, she's created a whole space for herself. But I want to go back to the haters before we go. I want to get back to the haters. The Adin Ross shit. Did you see all the conversations? How do you feel about the response after that? Like, from us, as well as what did you hear from Adin Ross from this fucknut?
Yeah, exactly that. I heard the diss song. I heard the comments he made, the allegations he continues to make about her music and her streaming numbers. And I recall the situation where he lost brand deals because of how he addressed Doechii. And I'll just say this. I think Adin Ross is the manifestation of what happens when there isn't any true, like, unspoken rules within a culture. And so anybody can come in, not necessarily gatekeeping, just rules. Anybody can come in, they can act how they want, they can say what they want, they can address people within the culture how they want. And if it's making dollars and it's making sense, then it's okay. I think he's a
Yeah.
complete manifestation of that. And so I think what he does is he's a vessel for all of the crap that anybody else wants to say about a Black artist or wants to say in hip hop. He is just the mouthpiece for that. An attention-seeking mouthpiece, a racist and ignorant mouthpiece, but literally just a mouthpiece for ignorance. I don't think
And
that
that's
we
why he
can,
got banned from Twitch.
as he should. And I'm glad Twitch did that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think he deserves a place in hip hop, but at the same time, hip hop
He's not
has
there.
created space for everyone. And there's no backpedaling that, unfortunately. Like, it just is what it is. But I think other cultures, other genres of music can learn from this Adin Ross situation and can learn from how important it is to gatekeep and how important it is to have certain rules and how important it is to, listen to the women within your culture, listen to the people who are pushing back on certain things. Don't let capitalism be the end all be all within a culture. Just because it's making money doesn't mean it's right, because you can get to a point where the culture no longer looks like itself. The people who are speaking for the culture no longer resemble the people who created the foundation for it. And
Yep.
so, I can't give Adin Ross like, oh, he has all this power. He doesn't. He is just a manifestation of all the crap that went wrong in hip hop.
I think the way that all I've seen, you've seen Glasses Malone check him on his his podcast, checking him. You've seen so many videos. I've seen streamers. I've seen reactors like Screwface, Professor Sky, people coming to combat that energy that Adin Ross has done. Like, and he's some countless people, obviously, on TikTok and Instagram, right? Making little think pieces on it. So I think we're there. I think that hip hop is a living, breathing organism, so, meaning that the cells inside are multiplying and all that, but the core foundation, us, we're the antibodies that have to attack these things that are sicknesses that are could spread viruses and hurt us. So it's just something that we have to do, but it's meant to spread. I think music and culture is meant to spread. There's a reason why K-pop's there. There's a reason why reggaeton. There's a reason why Afro beats. We're all really just communicating with each other through our cultures and sounds. And it's as long as you're within it, pointing out the bullshit and getting rid of the bullshit, which I think we are. The fact that there were so many videos made and it's still a conversation, and I'm making this video to make this conversation be out there. I think that shit's important. And I think we're headed in that correction space. You know what I'm saying? There's more people talking about it as they should, because Adin Ross is a fucking idiot. And he just has money because he made a video playing games with Bronny James. Like, how he got popping, right? This is a kid that probably comes from a
backstory.
I make it a fact to just be knowing shit about things, because it's like, it's like you might meet somebody. It's like I want to talk shit in person. It's like I want to know you. Like, I want to know you. So I'm saying, like, I know that I saw a whole video of his whole shit. That he comes from Florida, actually. Like, he was bouncing back from Florida.
I'm not surprised by that.
Parents separated, broken home, find solace within a culture that creates art out of pain and struggle. You would, if you feel something, a less self-worth, you're feeling struggle, and you see niggas out here making something out of nothing, you're going to want to relate to that. That looks like superhero behavior. That's how we all were. That's how we uphold people, right? And I'm like, that led him into playing games and people accepting him, because this culture is the most accepting culture, embracing of everything, as it should be. But so they embrace, they accept him. He's playing video games with Brody James. It goes viral. He's making videos with Kai Cenat and all this stuff. Everybody's giving him sauce to the point that his chat is racist as fuck, gets kicked off of Twitch. Now he's on Kick, which is basically the true social of streaming, right?
Mm.
He's just on the right-wing Andrew Tate path. So you can't ignore it, because that's not the time period we're in. You can't ignore niggas like this. You can't ignore this shit. You say, fuck Adin Ross. Fuck these little fuck motherfuckers. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have any real clout. They have motion. That's two different things.
Yeah. Just
Motion
literal, just living, breathing rage baiters.
That's, and he even says it. He's like he knows that attention gets him money, and then he's over here fake bought his streams and doing that shit with Drake. Doing that shit with Drake, getting money with the scams. So these people scam.
Drake.
Yeah,
Drake at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, we got to do a whole nother video on that. that's just a whole nother shit with Drake. Like, my man don't know how to take a W.
Yeah, but I will say though, I love that people are, up in arms and defending Doechii. I love that people are like, hey, this isn't right. Is it a little, late in the game to kind of have this awareness and this consciousness? Well, yes, but I'm happy that we're there. And I do think that it is going to take, a lot more fight, in the future to get hip hop back to a place where it's balanced and is safe for people who aren't just, people who aren't men or aren't just black men or aren't just, white men or any other, a safe space for everybody. I think it's going to take a while to get there. But I'm happy that, we're having this conversation. And I think someone like Doechii is like, somewhat of a supernova, because here we are having this conversation about hip hop and about, awareness and consciousness, while society is also becoming more aware and conscious of a multitude of different things. So it's just like, the perfect storm to kind of, turn the corner on getting back into a great place and making hip hop, I don't want to say great again, but making hip hop, what it once was. You know what I'm saying?
3,000%. Yeah. She said making it better. Nah, yeah. It just making it grow and keeping it growing, because she's a once in a lifetime artist, and those aren't supposed to come every year, right? Like, this is, we need it. She's needed. So number one reason why we have to make these videos is we have to combat this noise. People think that it's okay to ignore opposition, but in 2026, in the modern world, that's not how things work, because things that get attention and have no response will just further get attention and create more of an echo chamber for their voice. There needs to be a counteractive point and a counter to all opposition. Doechii's in a unique position, a position that only person in the mainstream has had really before is Taylor Swift, where you have a notable op and your fan base can galvanize around this op and lift you up. That's what she needs. She needs this lift up. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.